Welcome to another episode of Homestead on the Hill, folks. Unfortunately, this week I didn't get an opportunity to make much video. I had the videographers working with me, as you can see in the photos, as we prepared the footings so that we could put the containers right on the cement footings. So this is a little process of us preparing those footings. And one thing I need to get better at is making things square so that they line up better. Because, as my buddy Tony said, it all begins from the foundation. If it's not square, then nothing you build up above it will be square, period. However, that being said, I did manage to get these footings in place. You can see here, built the frames or the forms and then filled them up with cement. Just mixed it. I had a big cement mixer there, you can see in some of the photos. But it was actually easier to just mix it in the wheelbarrow and use little jugs of water and just take ready mix and then just pile it into shovel it into these forms. And so there we go. And here comes the first container. This is Paul from, this is Jill's Cans. And this one here, this truck, it had a tilt deck. And so what he did was he pulled forward way past where the container was going to be, and then he just dropped the back end of it and slid it right up the back end as he pulled the truck forward bit by bit. What I realize is that my area that I'm working in needs to be a whole lot bigger than when you're working with big trucks like this. It was a 40-foot container, and it was an 8-foot tall one. So there it is, plunked down on the ground, and it looks pretty good. And then I realized that I was going to get another container, and what I want to do is have two of them side by side and then put a roof over it so that I can have a shop and area between the two of them. But it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it until the new one arrived, and the new one's 9'6" tall, and I want it where I put the red one, this one here, the hamburger. So what I did was I got Paul from Sourced Solutions to use his 60-ton high-ab, and he lifted up the red one that I just put down, and we moved it over to the spot right beside it, and then he picked up the white one, this one here. This is like a one-trip wonder container. It's pristine, and it's 9'6" tall, so he picked that up and plunked that down where I had originally put the red one. Oops, fixed that mistake up though. Thank you, Paul. And then he said, oh, this is a pretty small area to turn around in. So what he does is he hooks up his kayak, takes the trailer from the truck, spins it around behind him, plunks it down on the ground, and then just turns around the cab of the truck so that he can just drive back out. Pretty slick operation. That was pretty cool to see. There it is there. And then what did we do? We just stood back and admired our handiwork, and there they are, two of them. So you could see how I'm going to have a space between them. There's 16 feet between them, and so I got lots of room to put a truck or a tractor or whatever in there between them, and so I can add or work on them there. Oh, and I invited the neighbors over to have a look. Oh dear. And then bared it all. Yes, we did. Big roly-poly bear wandered through.
That was a couple long days here on the homestead with Jill's Cans bring up a container, and then also Sourced Solutions bring up a container. And if I had to do it again, I would definitely go with Paul from Sourced Solutions, because he had the 60-ton high-ab, and so he could pick them up and fix up the mistakes that I made and move the containers around. So that's it for this week on Homestead on the Hill. There you got containers. Anyway, let's call it a wrap. This is Stacy, and please, Homestead on the Hill, if you can go down there, click the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on the notifications if you want to. Take care, everybody. That's it for this week. Bye for now.